Okay, so interesting times in Nigeria. So here are a couple of things that have happened eh, today, like really, really crazy, and I'll update us on it. So let's go. Okay, so the first one is crazy. The court jails former Minister of Power, Salim Maman, for 75 years in prison. Now, the fraud charge on him was charged by EFCC for up to 33.8 billion naira. Now, I know there's very little appreciation of numbers, and let me just put it in perspective, right? For 30, let's say you wanted to spend 33.8 billion naira, like I want to blow it in 50 years. I'll literally have to wake up, do nothing, but just find a way to expend 1.8 million naira every single day for 50 years. And you see, it makes no sense because some of these men are already in their 50s, 60s. So you are banking on the fact that you have to be 110. So it makes no sense. So he was charged for 12 count charges. The judge, Justice Motoshaw, the same judge that handled the case of Nnamdi Kanu, who sentenced him to life in prison, the same judge, he strikes again. Now, he charged him for 10 of those charges, right? He charged him to 7 years each. And he was sentenced to 7 years each. Now, then for count 4 and count 5, he was sentenced for 3 years and 2 years. Now, that's how you get 75. Now, but for count 4, he has an option of paying a fine of 10 million naira for that. But I understand that this judgment is made to pass consecutively, not concurrently. Now, let me make it make sense. If it was said to be running concurrently, it means that if you are being charged 7 years on 10 count charges concurrently, it means if you do 7 years, you've done 7 years for all 10 charges. Consecutively means after you finish one, then you start the other. You finish one, so you literally 70. So that's how we got to 75 for 4 and 5, 3 years and 2 years. Now you see that this reflects a nation of corruption, a country that has been so beguiled by people that are so willing to easily steal its resources. We don't have a money generation problem. I've never thought that. Nigeria has always, will always, if need is not being put in check, have a corruption problem. Again, so okay, so the second one is even crazier. So the first we're talking about the 3.8 billion. Now the second one is EFCC just arrested the DG of Nigerian Energy Commission, Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi, for 500 billion naira fraud allegations. When does this shit end? Like, it makes no sense, right? So, apparently, according to news, in December of 2025, NACAS, the National Agency Against Corruption and Drug Trafficking, I think, NACAT, they petitioned the president and now the DG of the Energy Commissions of Nigeria has been arrested. Let's see how that case goes, and in time we'll get better review. But it's stunning, 500 billion. It's crazy lot, man. It's really crazy. So the next news is that the MSF, the Médecins Sans Frontières, I think I'm saying that correctly, is raising alarm over malnutrition problem in Nigeria. Now, they gave their reports from 2025. I'm not sure why that report is coming out now. I don't know why that's coming out now. But apparently, they made the research in 10 states in Nigeria, of which they have studies and they have like spaces. And 10 of those states, inside those 10, 8 of them are northern states. And there is a problem, right, of malnutrition. And it's worrying because you see that these kind of topics are not being popularly discussed in Nigeria, in the system that we have now. we would rather, let's say, talk about other exciting things. Not that we ignore it anyways, because we know that the hunger problem is a reality that people deal with. But it is with a better mindset that we should know now, especially those in government, that this is an actual problem. Yeah, like it's a real problem. Then the Nigerian Electricity Regulation Committee is set to increase tariffs over all bands. Whether you're band A, band B, band C, band D, band boy brigade band, anyone you are in. Apparently now you're going to pay higher tariffs in very recent time. Now the NERC, NEPA, ADC, anyone they are called there, because I don't think the Nigerians can keep up with the number of names that they've had to transition over time. But the point there is, it's a I think it's a very reckless move in this time. The least you can give to Nigerians is even a subsidy on electricity. Nigerians deserve these things. Nigerians deserve these things. It's more like we literally have to pay full for everything now, and even for electricity. And yeah, apparently it's going to happen. And whether you're in band B, band A, band C, you would now have to have higher tariffs. Maybe we'll now have mansions with with bulbs turned off. I don't know how we'll cope, but somehow the Nigerian spirit has always coped. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. In some way, it is not good. Yeah, in a lot of sense, it is not good. But we've somehow coped all this well. So, and then lastly, the governor of Rivers State has openly stated that he's not going to move out of the APC. Now, he's in a press conference we released earlier, I think about 5 hours ago, 5 hours ago. I'm not sure what time you're going to see this anyways. But in that press conference, he said he was not going to leave the party. Now, I think that spoils his odds of being governor. But he's going to lean on it. He's going to fight for his position. Because I think part of what the screening committee has instructed him to is to go and fulfill the agreement he made with Wike in the presence of the president. Now, he has to go fulfill that. I'm not sure what agreement that is. You know, there's a lot of secrecy in the Nigerian top system. But, you know, with problems, some of these things start coming up and out. So, it's not like I wish him well, because he's a top beneficiary of the failed system. So, yeah, I could say it's just the Rivers people that I feel for, because they will have to deal with an unstable system where leaders are going to get chosen for them. The people are not even being asked who they want as leader. They will now have to deal with whoever Wike brings and Fubara. It makes no sense why we have to live like that. In my opinion, both of them and whoever they are representing or whatever thing they so possess should have no business in the government house. But you get it is a failed system that we have long lived with.